Hi, welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a first look at a brand new tent by Otimos. Now, as you'll probably see, I've got two tents in my hand. So recently, just a week or two ago, they've released two brand new tents. They've released a 4-season one-man tent, which is called the XLite Nomad, and they've released a 3-season two-man tent called the XLite Peak Duo. Originally, I was going to do a comparison between these tents on which one you might prefer, but they deserve their own videos. They're very, very different tents. But one thing you'll notice is they're similar in size. The two-man tent is actually lighter than the one-man tent, which is interesting. But the best thing is they are exactly the same price. They're both $294.99. And then you have the option of the footprint, which I always advise getting, and that's $29.99 each. So same for both tents. But today we're going to be reviewing our first look at the Nomad. So first things first, why did I buy this tent? So I saw it advertised, and for me it looked really, really interesting. Initially, I thought it looked a little bit between the X-Dome 1 Plus, the Durton X-Dome, and the Hilleberg Soulo of all tents. And I love my Solo, and I love my X-Dome for my ultralight, very lightweight multi-day hikes. And for me, I thought this was a tent that might sit in the middle. Spoiler alert, this is cracking. And I think this is more comparable to the Hilleberg Soulo than it is to the X-Dome, but you'll see that when I go through it. So let me tell you a little bit about the tent. Most of the specs I'll put on the screen and I'll put down below, but in a nutshell, it weighs 1.8 kilograms. Now that's all in with the pegs. I usually do advise getting your own set of pegs, but you do obviously get all the pegs with this. Now I've added the footprint as well. So with the footprint, I weighed this today and it was 1.98 kilograms. So just under 2 kilograms, which is really reasonable for a small 4-season tent. Now, one thing that Otimos do, they offer a 2-year guarantee on all their tents as well, which is great. So you've got that little bit of peace of mind. If anything goes wrong in the next 2 years, you're going to be covered. And I really like some of the interesting design choices they've done on this. It's a little bit unique that you don't see on other tents. And that's what stood out to me, and that's why I decided to get it. Let's open it up and let's go through some of the details. We'll pitch it. We'll have a little look around it. We'll see what's good. We'll see if there's any changes that, I could maybe suggest, and maybe any modifications that we'll do in a future video as well, but we'll have a look. First comes first, it comes in a I don't even know what you call these, but I think it was Terra Nova who first did bags like these, but they're great. It's very easy to stuff everything back in. You can pop it in, pull it tight, and you've got compression straps. But as we probably all know, would we pack it like this? Probably not. We'll take the poles out. But if you want to put it like this, it's 35 centimeters by 15 centimeters. They're the pegs. You get, I think it's 14 pegs in there. Again, loads of pegs. Let's have a little look at them. So they're Otimos Outdoor Gear branded. They've got a little twist in the end, so they should be easy to get in the ground, and they look like decent pegs. What I would say is, with this being a 4-season tent, I would want to see some longer pegs than this. So for me, these are probably great for the corners, but if you're looking to stake your guy lines out, personally, I would look to get a few additional long pegs. But we'll see how many guy lines are around the tent and how many you would probably need, but you do get enough pegs to pitch it. Another thing that you get, again, always good to see, you get some spare material in case you ever put a hole in the tent, hopefully you don't, to repair it, and a pole jack. All companies should include those, but they don't, and I really don't know why. Pole jacks, always good to bring with you, just in case you ever snap a pole. I've never snapped one myself, but you've probably seen from previous videos, I've been on a camp with somebody else where they did snap a pole. Luckily, I randomly had a pole jack with me. He could use it on his tent and repair the pole, otherwise he would have had to go home. So really, really good that you get that with it. Okay, poles, let's have a look at these. So quite nice quality bags as well. And I know these are overlooked usually, but yeah, feel quite thick, the bags, and nice material. I'm not sure if the tent's the same material, probably is. Let's get rid of that for now. Right, so we get 3 poles with this one. These are 8.5mm poles, which is what we want to see on a 4-season tent, and they've got red ends. So the red ends are going to go through, I know there's 2 little sleeves on top of the tent, so these are the long ones. You get 2 of these, and you get one with a black end, and that'll be your crossing pole. Yeah, but they feel good quality poles, so that's always good to see. And then we've got the tent just stuffed in here. Spoiler, I've already opened this tent in the house yesterday. It was throwing it down, so I thought I'll just pop it up and see what it's like. And I've already attached the footprint to mine, so it's optional, but I always advise a footprint just to protect your tent. So the tent itself is made out of a 20D nylon ripstop, as is the floor. Now the floor is 4,000 hydrostatic head, and the outer is 3,000 hydrostatic head. So not the highest, but waterproof, so that should be absolutely fine. Now this tent is a one-man tent and it's one door, so just be careful which way you pitch it. Obviously you've only got a door on one side. So let's pitch it out first. Pegs in both corners. Eagle-eyed people will notice I've already got a couple of pegs laid out, just so I knew where to pitch the tent so you can see it on the camera. Okay. Now what I do notice is that on the corner, to peg it out, you just have loops. But what that means is, if you did have stones and you were struggling on one corner, you're going to be a little bit stuffed. So what I will do is a little modification. Again, we'll pick that up in another video, but I'm going to put adjustable guy line on each corner. For me, that just works better. And once you've got the tent pitched, if you've got any adjustment, you can just tighten those off. Okay, so that's the tent staked out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the longest poles, and we're going to put those up as well. So in the middle of the tent, basically these go across the tent. So they kind of go across diagonal to each other. But what you've got on the top of the tent, you've got two sleeves, and the sleeves are marked in red, so you know to put this through. So it's only in the middle of the tent. So we'll just pop those through, and you can see it there. So you've got that on both sides and this side as well. And then in each corner, we've just got a little red tab where we hook the poles in, and they go in really easy. Right, perfect. What we'll do, we'll just clip this on for now. So we've got some little clips on each corner. And as you can hear, just listen to that, they really snap on well. On some tents, they're a little bit loose, but these really solid. So it's going to go around the tent and clip all these on, and then we're going to put the crossing pole across. Again, we've got a little tab on the bottom there, just to put it in. That's in there. And this comes to the opposite side. Really easy to get in. Now, what's an interesting choice is we haven't got clips on this side. We've kind of got tabs. So if you loosen these off, they kind of go around like buckles, should I say, and then you've got a buckle, and then you can just cinch it tight. I'll zoom in with the camera so you can see what I'm doing, but basically that just hooks over the top, clips together, and pulls nice and tight. And I notice we've actually got one on here as well. So again, loosen it off, clip it round, and once you've done that, you can just pull that nice and taut. And then we've got our final two clips on the pole. Awesome. Really nice and solid. Yeah, that feels really good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 guy lines. Now I'm not going to put all those pegs out now. I'll just put one out, you know, just to show it being pegged out. The way these are attached, a little bit different again, what you see on other tents. It's not attached to a loop, and it's not attached to the pole. It's attached to a little plastic buckle. So that's what that goes round. And then you've got clam cleats, little adjusters to tighten or loosen the pole. I'm just going to make it shorter so hopefully you can see it. I'll just make them really short. But really with guy lines, you want to make them as long as you can, just to get the full benefit. And it looks like it's just one piece, so just hook it round. I don't know whether I might change that and put one piece of guy line on each, go into a nice knot and a hoop and adjuster, but we'll see that when I take it out on a camp. But for now, that's on there, and we can just, you know, adjust that as well. So that looks really well, and as you can see here, so you can see the sleeves over the top, so they're just on this side. But I like that, it helps keep the material nice and taut as well, rather than just having the odd pressure point here. That stress is now taking over the whole thing. So what we'll do, let's open it up and have a little look inside. Hopefully you can still see me. So we've got a storm flap with 2 bits of Velcro, and just check. Yes, they are YKK zippers. I don't even know why we say that. I think everyone uses them. But that's really smooth. Lovely and smooth. Now, one thing I do notice is there is only one zip. I know this is a this is a big stopper for some people, because if you're in your tent cooking and you've got that door done up, you can't vent out the top of the tent. If you had a zip that went the other way as well, you could open it and flap that open, but it has only got one. But you never know, future, they may update that. We'll just roll the door up. Now this has got an awesome feature. Again, I think I want to see this on all companies where it's, you know, where they have poles. And if you see, you've got one little piece of material here with a clip on, and that clip just pops on there. Terra Nova have something similar where it's on the end of the door and clips over. That works well, but I think this works even better, because as you can see, it keeps that door totally, you know, that's never going to come apart. As you know, sometimes they unravel, but that is brilliant. Now I can already see this little extra feature this tent has, but I'll bring you in closer for that. But let's just show you the door. So it's one big door, and as you can see, because it is a 4-season tent, it has it's mainly solid. It does have some mesh as well, but we've got double zips. It should go one-handed, yeah. One-handed. Let's just check we can do it up as well, yeah. One-handed, really smooth, and that just opens all the way up. And if we put this together, there's a little pocket here, and you just stuff it in. No messing with clips. There you go. So I'm going to bring you in closer, and then I'm going to show you the vestibule, because this, I love this. Oh, right, let's get in here. So, you'll probably see already, for those of you who've seen the Hilleberg Soulo, it looks so similar in here. But before I show you on the inside, let me show you the vestibule. It's so unique. Obviously, I've got the footprint, so I've got a covered vestibule. We've got the little bit of a string, if you like, between these points to keep the tent nice and taut. As you see, I'm sat up here. My head is touching a little bit, but if I was on the inside, it won't touch. You can see I've got this. It's like a little bit of ground sheet. It has little clips on it which are glow in the dark, and you don't have to take this. So if I just move it out of the way a second, we've just got the normal vestibule, as you'd see. Now I'm somebody who doesn't like to put my gear in the vestibule. If it was absolutely chucking it down and it was soaking, I don't want it inside my tent. So I possibly would put it in the vestibule if I've got a bag to put it in, just so it's not getting wet in the night, because inevitably, even on a 4-season tent, water, snow, you know, whatever, crap just comes in underneath the tent and it gets your gear wet. So what they've done, Otimos, this comes with the tent. It's got this little compartment now. It clips off so you can not take it, but I'm always going to use this, and you leave it clipped on all the time. And basically it covers your full vestibule, and it is this height all the way around. It's like a little stretchy pocket that your gear can sit in. So even if you've not got the ground sheet, it's still going to protect it from the floor. But the benefit with this for me is, once your gear's in there, because it's got this raised level all the way around, it's not going to get wet. There's no crap going to come underneath the tent. If your tent is wet and you've got condensation, because of the way it's designed, it's not really touching the outer, or it's loose on the outer. So water would run past it. It's not going to run into it. So you've got this lovely area here where you can chuck your bag, your shoes, whatever you want into there, knowing that it's safe, it's not going to roll around, and it's covered. I think that is absolutely brilliant. I love that feature. So inside the tent, I don't want to get it wet, but you've got, very much like the Hilleberg Soulo, you've got a head end and a foot end. So you could probably sleep both way around, but this side for me is the head end, and this is 70 millimeters wide at the head end and 55 millimeters wide at the foot end. Across the middle, you've got 105 centimeters. So, you know, my pad can go in here and you've got room at the back. But more recently, I've been using my my Kilos gear pads. I've got a couple of their pads. Love them. It's a game changer for me. They've just been so comfy, and they're rectangular pads again, which I like, because it covers it covers all your tent basically. It is 220 centimeters long, and my pad's 202. So maybe if it's away from the end enough, it might fit. We will try it, but because it's 55, my pad's 65, so it might not fit. The pocket situation isn't great. So if you rely on pockets in the tent, you've just got two small ones in the side, and because they are at an angle, they're not really going to hold much gear. It's just going to fall out. I think what I would like to see on a tent like this is either something on the roof or something either end high up, where you can put your gear, because if you've got your phone, your bits of crap, things like that, realistically you're not going to be able to put them in the side pockets. So that's an area where I'd like to see a little bit of a change. But I think what we'll do, let me go and get my Kilos gear pad, the big one, and I'll get my X-Therm. Let's check the big pad first and let's see whether it fits in here. But I know you can't see right inside the tent, but this is the smaller end here, so this is what I want to show you. This sleep pad is absolutely massive. It's 202 centimetres by 65 by 10. So let's just see whether it fits in. Please. Oh my God, it fits. I can't believe it. So I'm just going to get another angle for you in a minute, but as you can see, because it's long, we've got a little bit of a gap here, but it fits. Yes. So for me, this is brilliant. I was worried that I might have to go back to my X-Therm when I use this tent, but luckily this pad fits in, and the benefits of having a rectangular pad, which I love, it can't move around. So you're not going to slide anywhere. At the head end, it literally touches side to side, and then this side, because it's jammed in here, it's absolutely perfect. So let me get a little bit closer and show you. So even on this thick pad, my head isn't touching the ceiling. I'm obviously not sat up too straight, but I'm not touching the ceiling. I've got loads of room. I've got solid mesh most of the way around, but most importantly, where the vents are, I've got mesh. I'll just shut this door as well so you can see. And we've got plenty of mesh there as well. I do like it's one-handed, and you can even just pull it, and that just shoves into a little pocket. But you can probably see a closer little, a closer side of this as well. But this is brilliant. So 100%, I'd be perfectly happy putting my bag in there, having all this room, and then I've still, because it's 105 wide, I've still got another 30 centimetres for a little bit of gear. But as I say, you haven't really got anywhere to put your stuff in the tent. I think the side pockets are they're quite poor because they're at an angle. You can't really get anything in those. Maybe the full length of this door, if they were to put a pocket on there, you could just slide things in the side, because this is really taut and it wouldn't have a problem pulling a few things on here. Is that something I can modify? I don't know if it's in my pay grade, but I will certainly try. We'll see what we can do. Inside as well, the ceiling is 99 centimetres, so basically a metre high. But again, I'm sat up now on a 10 centimetre pad and I'm not touching the ceiling. I could cook in here, absolutely fine. Got loads of room. And on the ceiling as well, you've got a hook for a lantern. So you've got kind of everything you need on there. Now again, another quirky thing, I'm not sure whether you can see it, just might be off camera. So this is the washing line. I mean, I've never seen it on the outside of your inner before, so it kind of comes across here. So I'll loosen it off so you can kind of see it. It's obviously adjustable, but this is the washing line, but that's between your inner and outer. So I don't know how I feel about that, but again, only time will tell. I think if it was inside the tent, I must admit, I don't like shoving my socks and things, hanging them up anyway, because they stink. Half the time they stink and I don't want them dangling in my head. So what I tend to do, I'll take dog poo bags. If you take your socks off, stick them in dog poo bags. Normally, stick them in your side pocket so you don't lose them. But obviously with this tent, you know, maybe this is the idea, that you stick them in here. But certainly your electricals and stuff, it's nice to have them in a pocket. Yeah, so let's take you around the tent and let's have a proper look round it. Let's get the action camera out and have a look. Right, so let's take a proper look around the tent. I've got the Action 5 out now. So obviously this is the end you'd probably want to pitch into the wind, because this is the thinnest side. We've actually got some additional guy out points as well. We've got a couple of these to pull it out to keep it nice and taut. And obviously you've got the extra guy lines, which we've not put out yet. Just a little bit of logo on the front. But yeah, it looks really, really well. I'm really, really impressed with it. Just bring in a little bit closer with this camera to see these bits as well. So again, this is that little pocket there that can come off. You know, we can totally get rid of that. You don't need it, but I think that's a great little system. And like I mentioned before, it's away from the side, so condensation is not going to run and fill into there. There we are inside. So we'll see the venting here and here. right in front of the of where the vents are on the outside, so that should create an airflow right through as well. And there's those two pockets, if you can call them pockets. Room at the side. If you had a smaller pad, you'd obviously have more room in there. This is one of the biggest pads, and for me, I still have a little bit of room here. This is 2.02 meters long. It's really long, this pad, and I've still got some room. And there's that little stuff pocket there. Again, just at an angle, and you just chuck that in there, which I always like. It's just dead easy, you know, no messing. It's out the way. Well, there we go. What do you think of it? I love it. I'll just show you. I've just grabbed my trekking pole. Another little feature, I've obviously just let the door go flappy there. It has a little ring on here, and you can stake it out with using a trekking pole as well if you want to kind of have a slightly bigger vestibule. You're going to need another piece of guy line for that. I've just grabbed a piece for now, any spare piece, but I'll just put it out loosely. Not too sure where you'd put it, to be fair, but you could just create that extra little bit of protection there from the sun, I suppose. Not too sure how flappy or secure that would be, but it is an option. Seen a few companies doing this, Pioneer 2, that was the same. But yeah, cool little option, could help you from the wind a little bit. Again, it's not too taut on there, but yeah, really, really good. So let me get out of this tent because it's absolutely roasting. Let me give my little final thoughts. Okay, so that is the Otimos XLite Nomad one-person tent. All in all, I think it's a cracking tent. Really, really, really do like it. This is a tent I'm going to be using now when I'm on my own, I'm up on the summits, and it's not the depths of winter. I think for the depths of winter, I'm still going to be using my Hilleberg Soulo because I love it, although this is a 4-season tent. But for me, because I've already got that tent, this will be used the rest of the year. It's lighter at 1.8 kilo, or let's say 2 with the footprint. It packs really small. It seems really solid. I like the features. I love the idea of the vestibule. The door clips up well. A few little changes I'd like to see on updated versions. Definitely, if it's you want somewhere to put your stuff inside the tent, so we definitely need better pockets inside the tent. Initially, again, without using it, I would like to see a double zip, just because I can foresee when you're cooking in the tent and you want to get some airing in there. It is always nice to do that. And on the corners, just personal preference, rather than hoops, I'm going to replace that with adjustable guy line. At £295 for a 4-season tent under 2 kilo that packs small, I think it's really, really good choice. But obviously, you know, do your research. Stay tuned for next week because I'm also going to get out the Duo as well, the Duo 2-person. It's the same price for the footprint. It's a true 2-man tent. Spoiler, I can fit 2 of my large pads in there as well. And I've been looking for a true 2-man tent for me when I go with my girlfriend as well. I've obviously got my 3-man tent that I use, but I'm looking for a 2-man. This could tick the boxes, although it is in a pitch first. What do you think of that? So let's stay tuned and see how that turns out. But for now, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, please leave them below. And I will leave a link to the website if you want to check it out. They're a UK company, so shipping's pretty quick, normally in 48 hours, and there's loads available at the moment. So stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.